Tonight is the LSU Hall of Distinction. Tonight is an event where we celebrate the best and the brightest of LSU, who are alums who have done well professionally, have done well in the civic side of their communities and the professional side of their lives. LSU Alumni Association, we support scholarships and professorships for LSU students. And we have alumni programming where we do networking events to make sure alumni get jobs and come back to the university and have a pathway to the university.
On behalf of LSU Alumni Association President Joe Carvalito, members of the Board of Directors and the staff, as well as the more than 250,000 alumni worldwide, we welcome you to the 2023 LSU Alumni Association Hall of Distinction Gala. Former CBS News producer and founder of the Million Mom March, Donna Dees-Thomases. Surgical oncologist and professor of surgical oncology at MD Anderson Cancer Center, Dr. Nancy Perrier. The United States Secretary of Veterans Affairs, the Honorable Donald Remy. Founder, President, and CEO of MMR Group Incorporated, James B. Pepper Rutland. Educator, author, and civil rights activist, Alexander Pierre A.P. Tureaud, Jr. Washington Post investigative reporter and a 2016 Pulitzer Prize winner, the 2023 Young Alumna of the Year, Amy Brittain. National Football League analyst, 2021 Super Bowl champ, Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, our 2023 Alumnus of the Year, Andrew Whitworth. Now we'll ask our honorees to please be seated. Congratulations to each of you.
The Alumni Association Hall of Distinction recognizes alumni who have distinguished themselves through personal, professional, and civic accomplishments throughout the university, our state, our nation, and the world. Hundreds of nominations for this year's event were received. An anonymous selection committee of alumni, faculty, and donors read every nomination, evaluate every nomination, and vote on the most qualified for this prestigious honor. To the members of the LSU Alumni Association, I thank you. To all that are here tonight, I hope you join us to enhance the lives of the best and brightest at LSU as we support student scholarships, professorships, faculty awards, and a variety of other student and alumni programs that touch all the areas of university life. This is a great award, and we're so honored to have you all here, and we can't thank you. To the families who are supporting their family members who are here tonight, congratulations to you as well. And again, thank you for being with us, and congratulations to all the honorees.
Induction into the LSU Alumni Association Hall of Distinction is the highest and most coveted honor bestowed upon LSU alumni by the association. The alumni staff works diligently to make this night a spectacular, one-of-a-kind evening that you will always treasure as your unforgettable LSU night to remember. On behalf of the Board of Directors of LSU Alumni Association, the alumni staff, and more than 238,000 LSU alumni around the globe, congratulations on your selection to the prestigious 2023 Hall of Distinction. You honor LSU through your achievements, loyalty, service, and generosity. And I just want to say we're all very honored to be a part of this special evening. Forever LSU. Thank you.
Donna Dees-Thomases graduated from LSU in 1979 with a degree in journalism and later received her master's degree from Northwestern University. Dees-Thomases' professional career, primarily at the CBS television network, ranged from publicizing comedy gags at The Late Show with David Letterman to amplifying some of the most dramatic world events that otherwise might have been just another story on CBS News. Her highest profile role was serving as lead spokesperson during the 40 days a CBS News crew was held captive in Iraq at the start of Desert Storm in 1991. In his memoir, 40 Days, correspondent Bob Simon wrote that Donna, quote, managed the flow of information during our captivity so effectively that neither the truth nor our survival prospects were compromised. Dees-Thomases left CBS in 1994, shortly before the birth of her first daughter, Lily. After the birth of her second daughter, Phoebe, she returned in a newly created position as co-director of communications for The Late Show with David Letterman. As evidence of her widely respected reputation and a win for women, the co-directorship was the first CBS-sanctioned job share for mothers. In 1999, during a Late Show vacation week, Dees-Thomases was so outraged over a white supremacist attack on a Jewish day camp in California, she used her public relations skills to launch the Million Mom March held on Mother's Day of 2000. It was the largest protest ever held on the National Mall in the pre-social media age. In 2004, she penned Looking for a Few Good Moms, a memoir about organizing on a grand scale. The book was honored by Oprah with a Chutzpah Award for its boldness. Dees-Thomases returned to CBS News in 2004 to help publicize the storied career of Dan Rather as he retired from the anchor desk. In 2005, she launched an unprecedented public service initiative called Katrina's Missing, in which she convinced the entire CBS network, followed by CNN, to use its airtime to help reunite Gulf Coast families separated by Hurricane Katrina. Katrina's Missing earned her a place in the Manship Hall of Fame at LSU in 2014. She left CBS in 2013 to begin filming her first documentary, 5 Awake. Winning Best Louisiana Feature at the 2016 New Orleans Film Festival, 5 Awake tells the story of the women advocating for legislative reforms to lower Louisiana's tragically high rate of domestic violence homicide. In 2021, Dees-Thomases was featured in Glamour magazine's hardcover book, 30 Years of Women Who Have Reshaped the World. The book's foreword sums up the selection as a celebration of 100 women, quote, who place civic engagement squarely in front of their forward-facing talents and perceived fame. About LSU, she says, I credit every success in my life to LSU, especially to Dr. Elsie Hebert's public relations class. Dr. Hebert taught me how to use publicity to uplift worthy causes. And, as Lanyap, that class connected me to a mentor, Dan Bornay. Mentors, as we know, play life-changing roles in shaping careers, as did mine. I've tried to pay that gift forward by mentoring others. I will be forever grateful.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donna Dees-Thomases.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really have had a storied career in that I've loved every job I've ever had. And to think I almost didn't have the career had I just not shown up for Elsie Hebert's PR class one day. You know, it was a beautiful sunny day. We knew the next day, and my roommate said, let's just hang out by the university lake instead of going to class. And I said, that's a great idea. And then, Dr. Hebert, she called me on the landline. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have email, but she reached me on a landline. And I remember to this day picking up the phone, and it was Dr. Hebert asking me, could I introduce the guest speaker the next day? I was like, oh, darn, I was so close to working on my tan. 40 years later, I think back, thank God I answered that phone. So thank you very much, and I'm so happy I went first, because I think there are people who have cured people of cancer. And there's a Pulitzer Prize winner in the bunch, and there's a VA Biden administration person. So I once again, I'm grateful you've put me first. And I believe there's a Final Four situation going out there, and so I will get off now. Thank you so much.
Dr. Nancy Perrier is a tenured surgical oncologist and a Ruth and Walter Sterling Endowed Professor in the Department of Surgical Oncology at MD Anderson Cancer Center. She leads the section of surgical endocrinology as chief and is Associate Medical Director of the Multidisciplinary Endocrine Center. The section sees a high volume of patients and is recognized for excellent outcomes, nationally funded research, and a top-tier fellowship program. It is the hub of surgical training for endocrine tumors and syndromes and is a base for surgical oncology, surgical endocrinology, endocrine neoplasia, and general surgery for multiple institutions. In addition, with Perrier at the helm, the program has grown to include multidisciplinary translational research platforms and internationally recognized training. Trainees are those who extend onto productive academic and clinical surgical careers. The investigative and translation efforts have led to the development of robust platforms for sporadic and hereditary endocrine tumors and cancers. The team has brought together an international collaborative group that aims for identifying prognostic factors and novel therapeutics for personalized care. Perrier's scholarly works comprise of more than 360 peer-reviewed publications and 42 book chapters and 3 textbooks. Her internationally recognized expertise and interests extend from endocrine tumors, innovative surgery, value of care, and best-in-care guideline algorithms. Perrier is highly regarded among her peers for technical mastery, clinical excellence, integrity, initiative, effectiveness, and leadership skills. She serves in multiple capacities at MD Anderson, including clinical chair of the institution's value initiatives. Her influence extends across multiple organizations, where she has served the American Association of Endocrine Surgeons and International Association of Endocrine Surgeons, and is influential senior author on practice guidelines. She currently serves on the Council of the American Board of Surgery and the Complex General Surgical Oncology Specialty Board. She has been tapped as a Master Surgeon Educator, Governor of the American College of Surgeons, and immediate past Vice President of the Southern Surgical Association. Perrier earned a bachelor's degree in microbiology from LSU in 1989 and a Doctor of Medicine degree from LSU Medical School in 1993. She also has a master's degree in healthcare management from Rice University's Graduate School of Business and a value certificate from Harvard's School of Business. Perrier met her husband Dan at LSU and they have 2 children. About her time at LSU, Perrier says, "LSU means purple and gold, pure heart and gold shimmer. I am immensely grateful to this university for affording the development to balance left and right brain. The academic program believed and invested in a wanderer. The social program established robust, lifelong networks and relationships. This support brought confidence to a girl from Opelousas to be curious, knock to open doors, and create novel pathways. LSU trusted me to test and be innovative, take responsible risks, and go beyond its boundaries with novel exchange abroad programs. This took me out of my comfort zone and set a trajectory for life." Did I mention that, most importantly, it was at LSU that I met Dan Perrier?
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Nancy Perrier.
Thank you. Thank you, LSU. Thank you, this alumni office, and all of you here tonight. And Joe, thank you. Dan and I snuck into last night's baseball game, and that record-breaking attendance was actually 13,070. We went without being counted. Living a well life is thriving on your priorities and having them aligned. I thank my family, my father, the value of service to pay it forward, for which I believe our reach can only be measured by the lives that we touch in service to each other. When we empty ourselves with that service, it becomes peace. And because of that peace, we get the freedom to share who we are, the I am of God with others. So what's our distinguished task tonight as we wrap things up for this honoree? Make way for opportunity, lift obstacles, and make dreams possible for those that come behind us. Listen and give others the priceless gift of being seen and heard and creating a space to belong. And then commit to innovation, commit to personal integrity, to excellence in scholarship, intellectual pursuits, community service, leadership, and social enrichment. And that, my friends, is where it starts and begins. Here we are with social enrichment. LSU is the beloved university we all grew up loving, and it is Louisiana culture. This is diversity. This is blending and working together and creating resources, and tonight let us all come together to connect. It's such an honor to stand beside you, Andrew and Amy,
and Alexander, Pierre, and Donna, and Donald, and Pepper. And humbly, I give thanks for this opportunity. Thank you.
The Honorable Donald M. Remy is a leader, speaker, executive, advisor, attorney, humanitarian, former military officer, and former athletics administrator. He was nominated by President Joe Biden and confirmed by the U.S. Senate to serve as the 9th Deputy Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs in 2021. Remy earned a bachelor's degree in political science from LSU in 1988 and a Juris Doctorate from Howard University School of Law in 1991. While at LSU, he was involved in the Student Government Association and ROTC and was a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity, Inc. Following graduation, carrying on a long tradition of family military service, he was commissioned into the U.S. Army, eventually becoming a captain. Before his appointment to VA, he was Chief Operating Officer and Chief Legal Officer at the NCAA, where he oversaw all strategic planning, operations, budget management, and legal affairs for America's higher education athletics activity. He advised the NC2A governance cabinets, committees, and boards of all 3 divisions, and he was central to improving NCAA business, operational, and legal strategies. In prior government positions, he served as Deputy Assistant Attorney General for the Department of Justice, Assistant to the General Counsel, U.S. Army, Detailee, Office of the Secretary of Defense, and Law Clerk, 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. In the private sector, he was an Executive Vice President, Chief Compliance Officer, and Deputy General Counsel at Fannie Mae. In his legal career, he practiced at the international law firm of O'Melveny & Myers, handling complex class action litigation, and served as partner and global practice group chair in the law firm of Latham & Watkins. Remy is also involved in a number of memberships and associations, including the A.P. Tureaud Sr. Black Alumni Chapter. He and his wife Alicia live in Washington, D.C. He has 2 sons and 2 stepchildren. Of LSU, Remy says, LSU provided the key ingredients for the gumbo of my life. I enjoyed incomparable experiences offering lasting memories and lessons, starting with the world-class education that widened the aperture of my world perspective. As a resident assistant, I learned skills that made me a great mentor and later in life, a great father. ROTC put me on the path to effective leadership. As chair of the Black Culture Committee, I acquired knowledge about governance, government, and the contributions of people who looked like me. And oh, to be an LSU Tiger. The school spirit exhibited through athletics permeated everything on and off campus and taught me about community and diversity. Yet, few things had a more lasting impact than Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity, Inc. Through Greek life, I made and maintained some of the best friends in my life. Simply put, when all my student days were done and the shady, stately oaks and broad magnolias were but a memory in my heart, I was well prepared to use my time on this earth as a man molded with fidelity to make a difference. I hope that in some small measure I have, and in the LSU way, I will never stop trying.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Donald Remy.
Wow, I didn't realize how emotionally moved I would be at this moment in time. And I just want to say congratulations to my fellow inductees, to your families, and to your friends that are here. This is such a wonderful occasion, and I'm just honored to be able to share this moment with you. It makes me really proud to be a Tiger. And I think I know a little bit of something about college athletics, having spent some time in that space. And to be able to carry that with me as I went and worked at the NCAA and worked alongside Chancellor Emmert and Dr. Albert, who I know is here as well, and be able to talk about what college athletics really means to those who participate from a perspective of an individual who went to a school where that was ingrained in the culture of the school, really helped propel me to be successful in that space in life. And so as I reflect on my time at LSU, and as I understand what it's meant to so many others and what it's meant to me, all that I can say is thank you to this university. Thank you, because without LSU, I don't have 2 amazing sons. Without LSU, I'm not commissioned to serve our country in the Army. Without LSU, I lack the tools to be a successful law student. Without LSU, I'm missing the debate skill foundation to be an effective trial lawyer, or to the political skill to navigate Washington, D.C. Without LSU, I don't have a keen understanding of athletics and the type of school spirit needed to help one be successful in various walks in life. Without LSU, I'm not in a position to, as you've seen on the screen, have 3 presidents of the United States ask me to do things for this nation, to carry out duties and responsibilities of great importance. And most importantly, without LSU, I don't know how to spell go. With that, go Tigers!
James B. Pepper Rutland is founder, president, and CEO of MMR Group, Inc., the nation's largest privately owned merit shop electrical and instrumental contractor. Dedicated to excellence in electrical and instrumental construction, maintenance, and technical services, over the years the company has expanded throughout the country and across the globe. Before founding MMR Group in 1991, Rutland was chair and CEO of MMR Holding Corporation and president, CEO, and executive vice president of Matthews McCracken Rutland Corporation. In 2000, he established the Southwestern Power Group, a leading force in renewable energy markets, and in 2007 began work on the SunZia Energy Project. He also played a major role in Hurricane Katrina relief efforts. A graduate of Baton Rouge High School, Rutland attended LSU on a football scholarship. He was a member of the 1971-72 All-SEC academic team and captain of the team back in '72. He earned a bachelor's degree from LSU in 1972 as a member of the first graduating class from the Construction Technology Program, now the Construction Management Program. Rutland is a corporate sponsor of Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center, supports an employee wellness center, and is a founding member of the Miracle League at Cypress Mounds, a nonprofit organization created to give children with any type of disability or special needs the opportunity to play baseball as a part of a team and an organized league. He supports the College of Engineering through the mentoring of construction and engineering students and has established 2 engineering laboratories. His numerous honors include the College of Engineering Hall of Distinction Award, induction into the College of Engineering Society for Engineering Excellence, Baton Rouge Business Report Best Places to Work recognition, and most recently, Baton Rouge Business Report 2022 Hall of Fame laureate. Rutland has been married to his wife Connie for 41 years. He has 3 children, Ken and Brewster and Michael Rutland, and the late Jeffrey Rutland, as well as 4 grandchildren. With regards to his alma mater, Rutland said, "LSU has been a great place for me. It's helped me forge the foundation of who I am and contributed greatly to the success I've had throughout my career. I continue to be amazed at the talent which comes from my alma mater, and for that I owe this university much gratitude. I will always be forever LSU."
Ladies and gentlemen, Pepper Rutland.
Some great people here, and we want to thank the LSU Alumni Association for considering me for this honor. Everybody's got a story, how you got here, why you're here, why you stayed here. Mine was a little different. Actually, I was from here. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge. Went to Baton Rouge High. Got offered a football scholarship at LSU, but decided to go to Tennessee. And strangely enough, they're playing here tonight. But my dad called me in, and he asked me a question. And you're 18 years old, and you want to get out of town, go somewhere different, do something different. And he said, "Let me ask you a question." He said, "Where do you think you're going to live? Where do you plan on living after you graduate?" I said, "Well, I'm going to live here." He said, "Well, then why would going to Tennessee ever help you here?" I said, "Well, I guess that's why I'm dumb and 18. I can't think of a reason." And that was largely the reason that I started and stayed here and, graduated from here. I've got a great bunch of guys that have built our company, helped it create great opportunities for students here. This is probably our #1 recruiting school. We recruit heavily here. The one other final thing I do want to say before I step down is that I don't know if Coach Kelly is here still or not. He was here earlier, and that I just wanted to make him aware that we did some in-depth research before we started this evening, and we were able to come up and find that Andrew Whitworth has at least one more year of eligibility. He's going to be getting a call soon. He doesn't even have to get in the portal, and he doesn't have to do any of that. So with that, I want to thank everybody and appreciate this honor, and hopefully we will see you, ladies and gentlemen, next year this time. Thank you very much.
Alexander Pierre A.P. Tureaud Jr. was the first black undergraduate to attend LSU. He enrolled in 1953 after his father, A.P. Tureaud Sr., who fought to overturn segregation nationwide, sued the school for his son's right to attend. Tureaud was expelled after an initially successful lawsuit, and though the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the ruling, he completed his undergraduate studies at Xavier University of Louisiana, then earned a graduate degree in rehabilitation counseling from Columbia University in New York. In 2011, 58 years after his expulsion, LSU awarded Tureaud an honorary doctorate of humane letters. Tureaud taught for 10 years in public schools in New Orleans, Washington, D.C., and White Plains, New York. For the next 26 years, he was the director of special education in the White Plains School, retiring in 1996. In addition to adjunct teaching at Hunter U, College of New Rochelle, and Pace U, Tureaud received a sabbatical grant to study special education programs in Africa and Europe. Actively involved with LSU's A.P. Tureaud Senior Black Alumni Chapter and other university activities, Tureaud is the recipient of the chapter's Legend Award and was the keynote speaker at the 2019 College of Art and Design Spring Commencement Ceremony, at which he received an honor award for his contributions to education. The university stated Tureaud, quote, became a symbol of integration and higher education and paved the way for future minority students. Tureaud was guest speaker and honoree at the dedication of Tureaud Hall, named for his father, and the unveiling of his father's portrait at the LSU African American Cultural Center and the Student Union. Tureaud now enjoys his leisure time as a freelance educational consultant, gardener, artist, public speaker, and author. Tureaud and Dr. Rachel Emanuel co-authored A More Noble Cause, A.P. Tureaud and the Struggle for Civil Rights in Louisiana, a personal biography chronicling his father's more than 4 decades of efforts for civil rights. Tureaud and his wife, Faye Derensborg, have 2 sons, Alexander Pierre Tureaud III and Andrew Philip Tureaud Sr., and 2 grandchildren, Amanda Page Tureaud and Andrew Philip Tureaud Jr. When asked about LSU, he says, "My personal journey with LSU began 70 years ago and has been a unique and transformative experience. After numerous legal challenges were resolved, I entered LSU anticipating a demanding and exciting academic experience of challenges, making new friends, and finding a rewarding career path. Instead, rejection, isolation, and racial prejudice destroyed my expectations for success. 55 days after entering, I left LSU. In 1988, 35 years later, I was invited to witness and celebrate the inauguration of the A.P. Tureaud Senior Black Alumni Chapter. This historical event helped me resolve my issues with the university and heal the hurt that harbored within me. From that fantastic experience to the present, the officers and members of the chapter have been a beacon of leadership and accomplishment. They have graciously included me in their activities and initiatives with university administrators, faculty, students, the LSU Alumni Association, and community organizations to provide opportunities for inclusion and equity at LSU. My journey continues, and I sincerely thank each person responsible for making this honor a reality."
Ladies and gentlemen, A.P. Tureaud Jr.
You know, my wife is with me for this occasion. And my journey, which you saw on the screen, which started 70 years ago, has 2 parts to it. I was 17. I only applied to 1 college when I was ready to apply. I applied to LSU. I was not recruited or solicited to come to be a a test case. I came because I thought this would be the best place for me to be a part of a competitive, uplifting, incredible experience, living in the real world that had denied me so many opportunities, living in the segregated South, being born in 1936 and ready to come to college in 1953. It was LSU for me, and I came. You know what happened. I won't go through that. But for 35 years, the first chapter of my story was that even though my wife's from Baton Rouge, and her family was here, and we traveled back and forth to visit family, brought our children, see family, friends. I never came to the campus. I never came to the university because I had not healed the hurt that harbored within me. In 1988, 35 years later, Dr. George Jackson, who is now head of the anthropology department and recuperating from recent surgery, who cannot be here tonight, called me and said, "You must come to LSU. We are starting a chapter, Black Alumni chapter, the first. And we're going to name it for your dad because he was a person who opened doors for many of us here in the graduate schools. He was forced to sue the university 13 times because this was the way the government wanted to slow down human rights and integration. But he pursued. But he didn't recruit me. But I came to this campus with him many times on his way to take care of business in Baton Rouge. And I always marveled at the resources that I saw as we drove through the campus. And then we went to Southern, where we had colleagues and friends, and I saw the inequities there. And I thought, LSU is the school for me. The second half has been a remarkable journey of reconciliation, and I hope, on my part, contribution. I have met the most incredible people here, and all the things that evolved in my life that happened at LSU and happened in Baton Rouge and happened across the country as I traveled to speak, to share my book, our co-authored book, to watch the documentary that Rachel Emanuel made called Journey for Justice, and to be invited by the LSU press to talk about the book in different parts of the country when it came out in 2011 was wonderful. The book is not about me. It's not about my dad. It's about the culture of Louisiana and how things must evolve and are evolving and have evolved. I can't see all of you because the lights are bright, but I know that many of you are out there tonight. You have come because you want to honor people who have contributed greatly to the culture that is so unique in Louisiana. If you don't know Louisiana history, you don't know American history. And we should celebrate that. And we have moved forward. I have moved forward because we're here. And as Leo Hamilton said a few nights ago at a little party they had for me, that we are a part of the city, we are a part of the university, we are part of the state, and we are proud to be here and to join hands with everyone who wants to be a part of this wonderful journey. I cannot thank the Alumni Association, the staff, the people in all the offices that I visited every time I've come to LSU, who have been overly generous and thoughtful. And this honor is really beyond acceptance or appreciation in terms of I must share this with so many of the people who before 1953 did not have the opportunity to try to enter this university. I am here and I thank you, and I look forward to spending much more time here now that the pandemic is over and continuing the journey that I started 70 years ago. Thank you.
Amy Brittain, an investigative reporter with the Washington Post since 2013, has specialized in coverage related to criminal justice and sexual assault, harassment, and misconduct. Her podcast, Canary, The Washington Post Investigates, was named by Apple Podcasts as one of the top 12 podcasts of 2020, and it won the 2021 Robert F. Kennedy Journalism Award and the Edward R. Murrow Award. She was part of a team of Post reporters to win the 2016 Pulitzer Prize in National Reporting for a groundbreaking database effort to track fatal police shootings. She received a George Polk Award for reporting on steroid abuse by law enforcement, a Mirror Award for breaking the story of sexual misconduct by TV host Charlie Rose, and a James Beard Award for investigative reporting. She was twice named a finalist for the Livingston Awards, which honor the top young journalists in the United States. Brittain, a 2009 LSU Mass Communication cum laude graduate, was a reporter for the Daily Reveille. She also holds a master's degree from the Stable Center for Investigative Journalism at Columbia University. She was the keynote speaker at the 2016 summer commencement ceremony and frequently visits campus to address Manship School of Mass Communication classes, the LSU chapter of the Society of Professional Journalists, and to serve on various discussion panels. She also speaks to future journalists at colleges and universities, among them Arizona State, Columbia, the University of Missouri, Georgetown, NYU, and George Mason University. She's a member of Investigative Reporters and Editors and a past program coordinator and mentor for Press Pass Mentors, an organization that paired Washington Post journalists with DC high school students. In her community, she volunteers for People Animals Love with the family Bernedoodle, Dolly, and during the pandemic helped coordinate virtual reading sessions for children to read to dogs over Zoom. Brittain and her husband, Armand Shabani, a 2008 LSU Biological Sciences graduate, live in Arlington, Virginia with Jasper, their newborn son, and 4-year-old dog Dolly. About LSU, Brittain says, "More than a decade ago, LSU became a second home for me when I first set foot on campus. I gained confidence at LSU because my professors and peers believed in my potential as a journalist. I think they saw something in me before I saw it in myself. I still feel at home when I come back to visit. My best friends are LSU alumni. Most of my family are too. I met my husband in the quad, under the oak trees. There's something about the place that just sticks with you over time and continues to draw you back in. It's a special place. I am forever proud to be an LSU alumni."
Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Brittain.
Thank you so much. Wow. I'm so grateful to the Alumni Association for this honor, and congratulations to my fellow inductees. It is an absolute thrill to be in your company. When I arrived here as a freshman, there was an opening for a staff writer at the Daily Reveille, and I got the job. Some might say that within Hodges Hall, the basement newsroom is dingy, dimly lit, and smells like sweat. But for me, it was paradise. One day, an editor told me to check out a hot tip. It was about this weird secret society of powerful men who wore robes and met together in the secluded redwoods of California, a place known as the Bohemian Grove. Women were not allowed there. And as this tipster claimed, our university chancellor at the time, Sean O'Keefe, formerly of NASA, he's not here, is he? was a member of this secret society. It sounded bonkers. But I started calling around to some of O'Keefe's friends, and one of them inadvertently confirmed it to me, and the tip was actually checking out. O'Keefe soon got wind of this, and his press person called the basement newsroom on the landline and said that the chancellor would like to speak to Amy Brittain. So I picked up the phone. "Why is this so interesting to you?" he asked me, his voice raised. And I quite earnestly answered, "It's very, very interesting that you're in a secret society, and I'm quite sure our campus would want to know about that." That was probably the first time that someone tried to kill a story. Certainly wouldn't be the last. But we stood our ground and published the story, and man, that paper flew off the racks. You could not find a copy available on campus. Everyone was reading it. At LSU, I wrote about sports and student government, uncovered misconduct and scandals, and chronicled victories and defeats. I did so with the support of my fellow students, professors, friends, and family who are sitting in the front row. I love you guys so much. All of whom have made me a better person and journalist. Over the years, the stories I've uncovered have become more serious than the Bohemian Grove expose, with higher stakes and more opportunities to see impact. I do it because I believe in the power of shedding light on buried facts. This work challenges the status quo, holds leaders accountable, and exposes wrongdoing. It comes from my desire to see a better world for future generations. Finally, this morning, my husband Armand and I took our 6-month-old son Jasper to see the stately oak trees near Dotson Fountain in the Quad. It's where my husband and I met years ago, first developing a friendship that later turned into love. And when I was standing there at the heart of this beautiful campus, I looked down at my baby boy, and I thought of the stories that have yet to be written. Thank you.
Now it's time, though, to make a very special introduction as we introduce the alumnus of the year. Over 50 years, this honor has been bestowed on political figures, high-ranking military officers, powerful business executives, renowned physicians, world-class athletes. It goes on and on. It's the highest honor that a university can bestow on an alumnus. Going forward, this man will join the most notable graduates of this great state university.
Andrew James Whitworth, an analyst for Amazon's broadcast crew for the National Football League's Thursday Night Football on Prime Video, was an LSU sophomore on the BCS National Championship winning team in 2003, and nearly 20 years later led the Los Angeles Rams to win Super Bowl 56, the team's second championship. In 2021, Whitworth was also named NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year. That award recognizes excellence on the field and in the community, paying tribute to Whitworth and his wife Melissa for their commitment to investing within their communities. From founding the Big Wit 77 Foundation to offer leadership and guidance to young people, to providing housing solutions in Los Angeles, their impact has touched countless families and continues to do so. While with the Rams, Whitworth supported more than 30 foundations and continues to support his community through the LA Regional Food Bank, LA Unified School District, Make-A-Wish, Boys and Girls Club, Habitat for Humanity, St. Joseph Center, United Way, and many more. Whitworth's NFL recognitions include a 4-time Pro Bowl, 2-time First-Team All-Pro, the 2018 NFLPA Allen Page Community Award, and the 2021 NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year. As an LSU Tiger, Whitworth set a school record by playing and starting in 52 career games, never missing a game or practice due to injury. He was named to the SEC All-Freshman team in 2002, as well as a first-team Freshman All-American, a first-team All-SEC selection in 2004, and a second-team All-American in 2005. Whitworth graduated with a bachelor's degree in general studies from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences in 2005. He and his wife Melissa have 4 children, Sarah, Drew, Michael, and Catherine. Whitworth recently returned to Death Valley in 2022 as honorary captain of the Tigers' victorious game against Alabama. When asked about LSU, Whitworth says LSU is home and family. My time at LSU is integral to the man I am today and the career I was able to have. I developed relationships with teammates and coaches that I still hold very closely to mine and my family's hearts today. It's an honor and privilege to support and be a part of the LSU family. Being able to come back to Death Valley this past season was so surreal, and I am forever grateful to be an LSU Tiger.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Whitworth.
Oh man, I brought this up here so it looked like I came prepared, but it's really just the pamphlet. You know, it's hard as an O-lineman to get up here in front of rooms. When I did it, almost 2 years ago, or a year ago now, the Walter Payton Man of the Year, as an offensive lineman, my version of media was like the local reporter for the Register in whatever city I played in with their tape recorder and me sitting at a lunch table while I'm eating like a burrito. That was like my version of media. So when I stepped in that room in front of all those people and the TV cameras and it's live and they got all the screens, it was a little bit surreal, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had the opportunity to win a Super Bowl. And when we took the kneel after the last play, I hugged Joe Burrow, told him I loved him. I hugged Zach Taylor, as I was with him in Los Angeles with the Rams before he got the Bengals job. And I turned and ran to where I knew my kids and my family were sitting. And I just wanted to see how happy they were. It makes me emotional every time I say this. And I'll never forget the blessing of being a father. And any of you that's ever coached, if you've ever mentored, if you ever had the chance to just tell young people something, and you're always just praying you get a chance to prove to them what you said really is true. Every athlete you've ever had a chance to mentor or talk to, or anybody in business, I don't care what it is, walk of life, you want to see it come true. When I looked up, the first thing I saw was Michael Lee Whitworth standing at the top of his chair, both arms flexed, and a smile on his face. And I thought, man, how freaking cool, man. Not because of winning a Super Bowl. To me, the greatest honor I got out of that was as a dad, I got to tell him that there's a way you attack, regardless of how you feel and the emotional reaction you have to success or failure. And I got to prove to him that it could really happen. What a rare thing to get to do. I'll never forget the Super Bowl for that one moment. That one moment. So I've had a lot of awesome things that have come to me in my life from the game of football and sports, and I think it teaches so many lessons. You can compete with systems, but you win with people. And I'll never forget that, because the reason I knew they could end here is because I know these people, and I know this place, and I know what's special about it. The culture, the atmosphere, and I believe in the people who bleed purple and gold. And needless to say, I got a lot of votes of where she wants to go to school, and it's LSU. So go Tigers. I think, when you talk about winning awards and the opportunities to be recognized for things, I think for me it's hard sometimes because you don't see things you do and contributions you give in that way. But when people honor you, it's always such a special thing because it puts you in a rare group of people, and it also lets you, kind of realize for a moment how special things are you've gotten to be a part of, and the people that have gotten to be a part of your life and poured into you to make you who you are to this day. And so I think this is awesome recognition of all those people.
So I learned everything at LSU. When I came here, I knew that I wanted to be a journalist, but I didn't really know what that actually meant and how I could go about doing it. I learned how to write, I learned how to report, I learned how to treat people with fairness. I use all of those skills in my day-to-day life as a reporter. So it changed everything for me here. Just getting here and having that experience as a student reporter really set me on a path to being the reporter that I am today.
Graduated from LSU in 1979. And I had the most fabulous experience here at LSU. I majored in journalism, and I got some lovely advice from the Reveille professor who thought maybe I should do PR because I had a hard time writing mean things about people for the Reveille. So I majored in PR, and I did PR for most of my career. And in 2016, I did a documentary called Five Awake about the women of the Louisiana legislature who reformed the domestic violence laws. And because the film, it's a little film, but it's a big story, and it was very much in demand, particularly in Louisiana, which sadly it has a very high rate of domestic violence homicide. So I moved back here and just have screened the little film all over the state, and it's been an amazing experience.
I graduated in construction engineering technology. Today, I run a company called MMR Group, which we started in 1991. It is the largest merit shop contractor, E&I-wise, electrical in the United States. We employ about 5,000 people. We've worked in 40 countries around the world, building industrial facilities. So it's a little unique being from here. We've got 30 offices in the U.S. from California to Pennsylvania, Canada to South America. So it keeps me quite busy.
I've learned about perseverance. I've learned about hard work. I've learned about focus and dedication and determination. My student days here were amazing, and I took the building blocks that I got here on campus and I applied it to everything else that I've done over a lifetime.
I am a surgical oncologist at MD Anderson in Houston, Texas. And I'm humbled. I don't know what I did to receive this award. I try to live by the values of being honest, giving people chances and opportunity, paving the way and healing people in every facet of what I do every day. I'm trained to cure. I try to do that always, but in the process, there's always an opportunity to heal.
I only attended LSU for 55 days, and I'm one of the few people who never graduated from LSU who are being honored here today. But it's been 70 years since I started my journey here at LSU, 35 years that I refused to come back, and 35 years that I've been involved. So it's been a very interesting journey.
Good. What does LSU mean to you today?
It means quality education to me today for people who can go out and do good things to help others educate themselves.
How can people get more information?
The LSU Alumni Association is lsualumni.org is our website. We have chapters nationwide and worldwide. Our number is 225-578-3838. We have a great staff here who's always willing to engage and help and get you involved in your local community.